Hi, my name is John Kim. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about a misunderstanding I see a lot of people have. And this is just my opinion. Okay, everybody has their own opinions and ways of doing things. I want to talk about the words people use when they're teaching about the awareness. Now, I even use the word awareness. But I tell you, the awareness is just a tool. And I also use the word you are the awareness and all of this, but I explain. If you see my videos, I always explain. Not like all the videos, but you'll see like in some videos I tell you. Awareness is just a tool to help you realize what you really are. Okay? And this is very, very important because I see people, they're falling into this word awareness. And it's okay. I mean, they have their own ways of doing things. But I want the new students to understand, this is just my opinion. Okay? I'm not going to argue with other teachers about this because I don't know what's in their mind. Maybe they are really thinking it is the awareness. But it's okay. If they want to think that way, it's really up to them. It's all natural. But for the new students, if you're listening to my teachings, I want to guide you in the right way. And what I want you to know is that when you're meditating and you're observing yourself within, you're observing your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations, everything, inside and outside. And you know that you are aware, you're observing, you're seeing. These are all the same things. But this is in a very low level. As a beginner, it's good to do. And I'm not going to tell you to skip it. Don't skip it. Observe your mind. Observe everything. But you will realize that in the beginning, you're focused on observing, on being aware. Observing, same thing, okay? Same thing. Just words, same thing. But then afterwards, you realize that awareness and observing or perceiving or whatever is same thing is happening naturally. Being aware is happening naturally. Your attention goes here to these thoughts, that thoughts. These thoughts appear and that thoughts appear, and all kinds of thoughts appear, and you're observing all of this, and it's happening naturally. And you're not the one who is deciding what to, where the attention goes. Attention goes wherever it wants to go, naturally. It's very important to notice this. And then you also notice that every decision you make in life as a person, for example, me as a person, I have a job, not job, I'm a freelancer. I mean, that's my job. I'm working my job, I have to eat, I have to sleep, sometimes I'm tired, I have things which I like and I don't like. There's foods which I like and I don't like. And you'll realize that it's happening naturally. But when you go out, of course, you won't be like, I'm an enlightened person, I'm awake, nothing exists. Like, you don't say that. When you go out and speak with normal people, like I'm speaking with you, I speak normally, the way I am. Like, imagine I'm not awake, okay? Imagine I know nothing about this subject. I've never meditated, and I'm not awakened being. How will you live? That way. You will live that way, the way you've always lived. So even if you're awake, even the highest, the most advanced person who is awake, there is a limit. You can't go further than that. But when you reach there, What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You might talk about the awareness. You might say you are the awareness, remain as the awareness, and all of that. As a person, okay, because awareness is also a concept. You say this is where you have to reach. You have to understand that you are a concept. As a person, you are a concept. The thought you have in your mind, whatever it is, whatever you like, whatever you do, your feelings, it's just a concept. But hold on. In the beginning, you think of it as a concept, right? So remain there as a beginner. Awareness is a concept, thoughts are concepts. Yeah, because they come and go, and you pick them up somewhere, okay? You're conditioned. These definitions, they condition you. They make you think of things in a certain way, right? Like, for example, there's no such thing as a mobile phone. It doesn't exist. We humans made it up, right? In the beginning, it never existed. So these are all concepts. And we are creating a world, building with the building blocks of concepts. Lots of concepts are here, and it's making this world, and it's making this world appear this way. This is why I say it's like a dream. It's like a dream. It's not a dream, but it's like a dream. It's a world of concepts. And it's just happening naturally. We just see the world this way. So you will realize that even awareness is a concept. And you know how you're taught in the beginning, okay? If you're a real beginner, you might not know this, but people who are advanced, they'll know it. But advanced doesn't mean that you fully know it, because this thing is a process, okay? It's a process. You might be here. There's no perfect process. It's just a process until this body fades away, right? So don't try to challenge. Don't try to fight and see who meditates the most. I meditated more than you, or I read more books than you, so I know about the subject more than you. It's not about this. Okay, don't think if these things appear within yourself, you could argue if you want. It's okay. It's natural to argue. The people, they argue, but always remain as the one who knows that these arguments are appearing. Okay, and if you're in this position, I don't think you'll argue that much about it, because you're conditioned to argue about the subjects, and it's going to bring suffering. It's all about suffering. You see, are you going to suffer or not? If you're going to suffer, then that thought which makes you suffer, you'll observe it, and you'll see that you don't have to be suffered, because where are you? You're also a thought. The suffering is also a thought. So there's no one to be suffered. But if you want to enjoy being suffered, okay, then suffer. No problem. That's also natural. Some people, they like to suffer. They like to watch, for example, sad movies and cry, or watch horror movies and be scared. It's all natural. It's fun. So they do it. Of course, crying is not fun, but it's natural for them to do that. They want to cry. They want to release that. So it's natural, and it's all perceived. And many other things. I think you know what I mean. Anyway, the beginners, they are told that when you meditate, for the beginners, this is what they are taught, okay? Observe the thought. It comes and goes, but that which is aware, it remains. It doesn't come and go. So you're permanent. You're consistent, right? It means you'll always be there. It's like you're a god, okay? That comes and goes, but you don't come and go. So, wow. And it's true, there is a wow factor there. I'm not denying it. Everything comes and goes. All thoughts, they come and go. All feelings come and goes. Smells come and go. Sound comes and goes. Knowledge comes and goes. Memory comes and goes. What appears in front of you comes and goes. Or what appears in front of you changes. Thoughts, they also change. What is the nature of a thought? Okay, study the nature of thought. You'll see that everything, it changes. But you also realize that everything is the way it is. No one controls a thought. You can't. You can think you control it, and you can't control it as a person up to a point. Up to a point. For example, if you have anger, before you were the angry person, but now you can control it. Why? You don't fall into that anger. You let it be, or you drop it, or do whatever you want with that anger thought. Okay? You can. You do have that control, but still it's within, you know, when you wake up, like if you're really, really advanced, you'll know that everything is happening naturally. Even the thought of trying to control it is happening naturally. You're not the one who decides to control a thought. The thought of controlling a thought, like, look, anger thoughts arise. Being aware happens naturally. It happens naturally. You think you're being aware, but no, it's happening naturally. The desire to not be angry by this anger is happening naturally. So then this anger has no power. And all of this is happening naturally. Just like rain is falling from the sky naturally. The wind is blowing naturally. Outside, everything is happening naturally. But inside, it's not happening naturally? No. There's no difference between you and nature. If the outside is happening naturally, even you are happening naturally. Because it's all one. It's all one and the same. Okay? So, this thought that you are the body-mind is wrong. It's only up to a point for the student, for a beginner, okay, body-mind, your body-mind. And this, even I have to disagree with Buddhist teachings, okay? If Buddha is here, I'll tell the Buddha it's not only the body-mind. Everything is that, everything. What is the difference between you and a tree or a rock? Are you the only thing which is awareness? Even this is awareness, even this. How will the Buddha argue with me? How will Siddhartha argue with me? Okay? You can't. Because everything is one. There's no difference between me and the space or the rain that's falling. And if somebody is aware, then even the rock is aware. And even the tree is aware. Why? It is all one environment. It is all that. Okay? This is what I'm trying to point to. Because many people are focused only on one thing. Because many people, they speak about this word and they, you know, up to a point is okay when you use it as a tool. But when you really think it's that, like for example, some people talk about emptiness. Okay, I spoke about this before. No such thing as emptiness. Doesn't, okay, you can say it in the dream. In this world, okay, there is emptiness and that. But are you the emptiness? Are you a concept? No, you're not, right? You're not. I mean, you could be the fullness. Why only the emptiness? Okay. Are you the detached one? Because in Buddhism they teach you be detached, only detached. This is not the way. And if you're a new student, I would advise you don't listen to this kind of teachings from the beginning. It's gonna contaminate you. It's gonna pollute your mind. You're gonna always want to be detached to things. You're gonna be detached to thoughts and maybe your family even. Detached to your work. You don't want to go to work anymore. You know, I'm meditating and my teacher is telling me to be detached with everything. This is not true. Listen to what I'm saying. Attachment or detachment is all perceived. All perceived. Detachment, if detachment happens, like imagine you don't like a thought or you don't like this thought of anger arising. then detachment is happening naturally and is perceived. You're not the one who, says, I want to be detached. I mean, you are the one who will say it in this dream. But you'll perceive it. You'll see yourself do it. Okay? Naturally it will happen. And if you don't see it, then you don't see it. If you don't see it, you don't see it. Don't think that you always have to be aware and you have to always see it. And if you don't always see it, then you're not good enough. Maybe you're not enlightened enough. Don't think this way. This is just a thought arising. It's not true. Whether you see, you're not the one who decides to be awake or not, or to be enlightened or not. It's happening naturally. You might think that I have decided that this path is good, and I have an interest in this path, and I'm studying it, and I'm meditating and doing all of that. You think you're the one who's doing it, right? But it's not. What you are doing is no different than the cloud which is passing by, or the lion which is running, whatever, or the wind which is blowing and the leaves are falling, whatever. Like, everything happens in nature. Whatever you do is happening naturally, but you think you're the one who is doing it, you see? You think that I am thinking this way and all of this, but it's not. It's just happening naturally. I'm telling you the highest. This is the highest knowledge, the highest realization. Okay, this is what will happen when you come to the highest. There's no more than this. Everything is happening naturally. That which I spoke of before about, thoughts come and go, so it's transient, but you're the permanent one. So you have this concept within you, if you come to this point, that yes, I can see my thoughts, all of these things, they come and go, but yes, I am permanent. I'm always here. I don't come and go. So this is it. You might think like this. And I want to warn you, this is not it. This is only up to a point. As a student, it's good to come to this point. I also agree, it is good, but it is not that. I will tell you why. Permanent or not permanent is all a concept. Am I wrong? Awareness, you're taught that you're the awareness. Also a concept. We use it as a tool. But people who are not awake, teachers who are not awake, they don't know this. They're only limited on this awareness, and they're teaching always about awareness. You're the awareness. They never say awareness is just a tool. Don't fall for awareness. You're beyond that. You're beyond it. But can you reach it? You can't. The limit is the awareness, the limit. And then you have to be realized. Okay? And you see, you have to remain as much as possible in the position of being aware. As much as possible. You have to mature slowly. It'll take time. Okay, but you'll realize that even being aware is a concept. Even being consistent, just because you're consistent, you think you're the truth? No, this is also a concept. You have to let all of these things go. If you have this conditioning within you, observe that conditioning within you. These thoughts, I've read it in a book or I've watched in a video. This famous guru said, you're the permanent one. See, you're that. It's all a thought, all an imagination. And you're grasping onto that and you're believing that's true. And because you're believing that is true, you're believing your state is also the right one. But it's not. Okay, it's not. Trust me. So I want to make this clear for everyone in the internet to know. You're having a delusion of what is consistent, of what is awareness. As I said, it is only a tool up to a point. But it is not the point. It is not the point. Okay, just realize this. Then a question might arise. Okay, I accept that awareness is a tool. I can see that, yes. I can see myself being aware. I can see myself conditioned by these gurus who says you're the awareness, and they don't explain to me that it's a tool. They don't explain to me. But now I know. It comes and goes, these thoughts, okay? And I have frustration because I was thinking I was that. And that's also perceived. Then what is the highest? How can I reach there? This thought could arise. And if it arises, notice that it's arising and it's there. And it might bother you, like any other thoughts, okay? Observe all thoughts if possible, but know that you're not the one who's doing it. Okay, it's happening naturally. Always also know that this thought is also arising. Why? To guide you in the right way, okay? Then a thought, so these thoughts might arise, then what am I supposed to do? Don't do anything. This is the highest. Then you might say, then shouldn't I always be aware? No, don't. If you're here, okay, you should have a realization. It's all about realization. And this is very, very important. It's all about realization. You have to realize 1000% that everything is you. Everything. And I'm even going to include emptiness. I'll include emptiness inside everything. Everything. A detachment, I'll include it because it's everything. So you know what's going to happen in this state? You live your life the way you do. As I said. You're not going to be like, if you see somebody who, imagine you're a monk. Let's just imagine for fun. And you have a friend monk who comes out of the temple, like he doesn't want to be a monk anymore. But in the streets, he says, I'm the awareness and all of that. You're not going to say like, hey, you think you're the awareness? That's stupid. You're not the awareness. That's not the correct teaching. If you're a really awakened person, you wouldn't say this. Do you know why? Because the awareness can be whatever it wants to be. Everything is the awareness. Not only is that monk who came out and said he's the awareness, not only is he the awareness, but even this is the awareness. This rubber, this eraser, even this wall is, even this space is this. Okay, even my fingernails, my hands, the ground, these walls, the mountains, the trees, the animals, everything is one. Everything is the awareness. And even the one who's telling the monk you're not the awareness, even he is the awareness. Even he is. Can you believe it? Can you accept this? Have you come to this point? Have you come to this understanding? Because in this understanding, everything will make sense now. Everything. You see, everything is happening naturally. You don't even have to be aware because it's happening naturally. You will see your thoughts naturally. When you suffer, when thoughts arise which makes you suffer, whatever that is, I think you know what I'm talking about. When you suffer from thoughts, or even when you have good thoughts, awareness, you're aware more than before. But sometimes you're not aware. Sometimes you fall into it, and it's okay. It's okay. Just be yourself. That's why I always say, it's my motto. I always say it in my videos. Remain as you are. It's better than awareness. I find this word is better than awareness. That's why I use it. I don't want you to get... I use the awareness sometimes because if I say remain as you are, some people, some new people who are into this studying, they might not understand, like, what do you mean remain as I am? I am remaining as I am. So I like this word better. It's a little longer, okay? It's not like awareness. I have to say remain as you are, but yeah. Afterwards, you'll just live your life. You'll enjoy your life the way you do. If there's anything which people... If there's any thought people has about people who are studying this, like they shouldn't be doing this and that, rubbish. They can do whatever they want. Okay? They can do whatever they want. A person who is awake could be a politician, yeah. He could be a soldier and going to war and killing people. He Could be, of course. I mean, look at it this way. If you don't understand this, even violence is the awareness. Everything is that. Everything. Okay, everything is that. You know when you see a lion hunt a rabbit and it like bites it and there's blood all over its mouth, are you gonna be like, the lion shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be violent? Are you gonna say that, or are you gonna like accept this is the way it is? This is just how nature is. And the same thing with the world. The world is also nature. You think guns and tanks are not nature? It is. Everything is nature. Everything is the way it is. That's why when you come to this level of understanding and realization, even I could say, your thoughts, before you were saying it's not you, right? But this is a very low level of teaching. Your understanding. Your thoughts are also you. You see? That which is aware is also you. Your thoughts are also you. Your anger is also you. Your happiness is also you. The blood which is flowing in my body is also me. The water which is flowing in the river is also me. But not me as a person. This teaching, who am I? I don't like this word, who am I? I don't like it. Because it refers to a person. You'll not find a person. Maybe what am I? What is better? I like what is better. What am I is better. Discover what you are is better than who am I. Who created this word, who am I? I don't think it's right. But okay, we'll use it as a tool. It's okay, but up to a point. Up to a point. I think you know what I mean when I say this. It's up to a point. When you're a student, up to a point is okay. You can use all kinds of tools. But the further you understand, you'll have questions. It won't make sense. You'll be like, why am I asking who am I? I mean, there's no person. Everything, my thoughts are just coming and going. Everything is happening naturally at this state, okay? Maybe it should be what is better, see? Anyways, you see, there's no difference between your thought and this wall. And when you are aware, there's no difference between that and me sitting here and talking and walking and jumping and dancing and laughing. There's no difference. Me being aware and the rain falling or the wind blowing or maybe there's a war in another country, there's no difference. Everything is that. It's all happening naturally. So this is the highest teaching. You have to try to keep this in mind and try to remain here. Okay? That's the fastest way to learn. Instead of going in a process of learning, try to remain in this position, which I'm telling you. Because you're going to come here anyways. And if you try to be in this position, the funny thing is that you will be in this position. You don't have to go through all of this. This will happen naturally. Right? It's very interesting. This is how the mind is. It's like this. When you teach a kid from a young age how to say thank you and be nice to people, and they're forced to do this, they will say thank you when they grow up, and they will probably tell the parents, thank you for telling me to say thank you, and have, be compassionate, because I'm very compassionate now. This is possible. The human being has a possibility to learn in this way by knowing the final result. So same thing to this whole process of waking up. I'm telling you the final point. Sometimes I'm telling you as a beginner, of course, because everyone has different understanding, levels of understanding. But try to be here where you understand that everything is you. But of course also do the other things, all right? But if you have this understanding first, then this will help you more faster. You'll start to understand more faster. And I'm even explaining to you in my videos how this is possible. How can everything be you? How can your thoughts be you when people are saying your thoughts are not you? Keep this in mind, this word. Everything is one. I could say everything is 0 or 1, but the same thing. I think you know what I mean. Okay? Everything is 0 or 1, doesn't matter. Everything is one material. One material. And that's you, but not as a person. As the awareness, okay, you will use this word awareness, no problem. But you know, you don't have a name. You see, all of this, it doesn't have a name. You could call it the universe. I like this word also, universe. You're the universe. When you come into this position, you realize that you're the universe. And the person living this life is an expression of the universe. It's as if the universe wants to play a drama or like a role of a person, and the universe creates this reality, and the universe is enjoying it for itself. Maybe it's not enjoying, I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing this the way it is. So if we question it like, is it enjoying it, like, or is it acting? This is all human mind. Don't take this concept. You can if you want, but know that it's not true. We don't know. The universe, which does not have a name, which does not have a form, is doing this, all of these things. And it's living a life as John Kim, having a job, okay, making YouTube videos, trying to heal people and to make them aware of the truth. Or the universe is doing this. And it's not only doing this, but even this wall and everything is that. Even your thoughts, your angers, your traumas, your past, everything is that. The universe wills it, and so this is how it is, the way it is. You see? So you have to come to this level. But this level is an understanding, it's a realization. But this realization is not like just, oh, okay, I understand, and you forget it. No. It is the core of you. You know, like 1000% that this is it. This is it. It can't go beyond this. And you can't go beyond this because you are that. You are that already. A thought might arise trying to reach there and trying to be there or trying to find something out more about it. You can't. You can't. Just look in front of you, everything, and look within you, and just realize that everything is that. Everything is, that's the only point you can come to. And how are you going to live your life? You live your life the way you do. Just as you did before realization. You know, you're gonna have arguments with your friends maybe, have some good times also. Just the way you do. Play games. If you play games, play games. No problem. Read books, meet your family. You know, you'll have things which you like and you don't like. You're not going to be like, I'm enlightened now. I'm awake. So I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And you have the whole culture about it. If you want to have culture, do that culture. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. But also you don't have to. Okay, whatever you do, you are that. You are everything. You are the universe. This is what I want to tell you. And also, I want to remind you again, there's a lot of nonsense going on in YouTube. Okay? And you find out. You look within yourself and see if awareness is a concept or not. If everything is one, then everything must be that, right? Not only the body-mind, but everything else. Everything else must be it, because everything is one. There's no difference between me and this wall, you see? This is one picture. Look at it that way. Everything is this, including this, including John Kim. When you see a bird flying in the sky and making a nest, are you going to say, a bird should not make nests? How can a bird make nests? Or a spider shouldn't make a spider web? It's not natural. Are you going to say this? No, right? Humans, we build buildings and cars and computers and technology, mobile phones, okay? Mobile phones and glasses and clothes. This is what what's the difference between a human being and a spider or a bird? Or an ant, which digs holes and makes all of those things. The complicated structure of their, of their houses. What's the difference? Same thing. It's all natural. It's all nature. Everything is one. And when you're thinking, people who are awake, they should be nice and kind and compassionate, and they shouldn't have violence. This is not true. You say, look, when you come to the highest point, you're not going to argue about this. Everybody is that. Everybody is that. Awareness, you can call it whatever you want. Everybody is that. It's just a degree. They just don't realize it yet. But it's okay. The universe wants to play as the one who doesn't realize. It's okay. But the ones who are realized, the universe wants to play as the one who discovers itself and realizes that it made a dream with itself. For example, this old metaphor, and it's enjoying this dream as itself, as the awakened one. And when suffering arises, he doesn't want to suffer. He wants to be, in peace. The awareness, yeah. Then what is this? What is all of this? Me doing all of this, and people using mobile phones. Everything is the awareness. The awareness does things the way it wants to do it, but not, with the concept of a human being. We will never understand it. The world is the way it is. The world is nature. And when I say, can you accept the world the way it is? Some people might hear this and say, yeah, but there's lots of violence and killing and people are starving and suffering. How can you accept it? You see? But this is not what I mean. When I say, can you accept the world the way it is, it means, can you accept nature the way it is? Can you accept that people are also nature? This room is also nature. Everything is nature. The universe is all nature. Everything is nature. Everything is that. Can you accept that? Or do you think humans are different? And people who are enlightened or awakened, whatever you want to call it, they should be different and always be kind. But what if they're not? Are you going to say that person is not awake because it's not? No. That person, everyone is that. But being awake or not is a degree. I told you it's a degree. Because of realization and understanding. That's it. Students, they're not realized yet, but as they study more and they look within, up to the universe, up to the causing conditions of the universe, I think you know what that means. They will either be realized or maybe they'll quit. It's up to the universe. But everything is the universe, whether we like it or not. Right? So, can you accept that? Can you accept this truth? So this is my question. When you come to this level of understanding the highest, of course you'll accept it. Because that is the highest. And you live your life the way you do. You're not always going to be like, oh, I have to meditate and I have to always be aware of my thoughts. It's not like this. It doesn't matter whether you're aware or not. You live your life like this because now you know. That's it, you know. You're more focused on your work. Okay? Maybe you'll have a friend who's in your community. They'll say, are you meditating these days? And you say, no, I'm not. Why not? You should. No. Awareness comes and goes. Sometimes I'm aware of this. I know. Like if I'm suffering, if I have the bad past which didn't go away, it's coming back and it's making me suffer and making me stop doing my work. I see it and boom, it's gone. Like, why do I always have to be aware? No. You're in the level now where you realize that awareness was always happening naturally. Okay? And it's going to be that until your body passes. You live a life without suffering, even if suffering arises, even if it arises. So when people say, you know, when you wake up to true suffering, there will be no more suffering, will not arise, it's not true. It's not true. Depending on the cause and conditions of the universe, suffering, if it wants to arise, it will arise. You cannot control that, I told you. There's only until a certain point you can control, like you can get rid of it or just let it be. You know, there's no point in fighting this with this anger or a bad trauma, past, whatever. There's no point. Or this silly thought. There's no point. So you let it be, or you can, like, you know, discard it, it'll disappear. You do have this control when you're awake. But whether the thought comes and goes, you don't have control over this. Because you who are trying to control it is also a thought. Okay? Even you being aware is also a thought. Even awareness is a concept, I told you. You can see yourself being aware, even. All right? It's all conditioning. So in the end of the day, it's just 100% realization. You have to be realized. And then you let everything be the way it is. If you want to focus on a thought afterwards, when you're like in this level, when you want to focus on a thought and target on it and study it a bit or play around with it and know, like, what a silly thought is appearing. It's not even true, but this thought, it keeps on coming. For example, you could relate it with things within you, which is happening within you, or feelings, not only thoughts, but feelings. But when you're beginners start with thoughts, it's good. Okay, and then you could go to feelings, or you could mix them, but it doesn't matter. But, you know, I'm trying to give you an advice. If you're really beginners, you know nothing about the subject, start with thoughts. You can observe your thoughts. Anyway, even being aware and all of this, it's just happening naturally, you realize. But it's good to be there, good to always try to realize in the beginning. Okay. And you have to try to be awake, you know, try to realize in the beginning, yes. But afterwards you realize that it's gonna happen naturally, even if you don't try, it'll just happen. You know, you might be thinking about something like, you know, something else which is not related with the subject. You might be watching maybe a movie, okay, and in the movie there's a part which makes you sad, and then you become really sad. And then, you know, suddenly you'll be aware of you being sad. But not only this, even when you're happy or laughing, you might see yourself being happy and laughing. Like, you'll see yourself doing this. It's gonna happen naturally afterwards. But in the beginning, you always have to try to be there. Okay, that effort has to be there. But know that even if there is effort, even if you think you're putting effort is being put naturally, okay? It's being put naturally. And you think that you're the one who's doing it, but you're not. It's the universe, I told you, it wants to wake up to itself and realize that it made this dream. This dream is also that. It's also the universe. And it's enjoying this dream. It wants to wake up from that. And it has chosen you, okay? But of course, you are also part of this dream. Remember that. So this kind of words, you know, when I say you and you're the person and all of this thing, you have to, when you watch my videos, you start to understand what I mean. You know, oh, when it says this, it means this, and this, it means this. Okay, so when you watch my videos right now as the first time viewer, there's some words you might not understand what, you know, like, what's he talking about? I don't get it, you know. But you have to watch all of my videos, and hopefully you'll understand what I mean when I say I'm the person, and my thoughts are arising. You might, you know, like new beginners, they might think like, what do you mean you're the person? Of course you're the person. You don't have to say that. And what do you mean thoughts are arising? I have thoughts coming. I have thoughts too. I mean, why do you say it's arising? Okay. So, so this misunderstanding, I want to fix it, and I'm sure this video is not enough. And there are people who are going to watch this video and not understand what I'm talking about. And some people who are beginners, they might disagree. They might say, "Oh, I heard from this famous guru. He doesn't say like this. He says you're the emptiness, and you should always be detached to your thoughts." So John Kim, I think you're wrong. Okay, you can think that way. I'm telling you, this teaching, it's something which you have to experience by yourself. That's the only way I can put it. I'm giving an advice because some people, they might relate, and some people, they might not relate, but logically they might understand that it makes sense what I'm saying. So this is for you then. And for those who don't understand, it could, because you heard it, it might help you in the future. Who knows? If the universe wills it, if the awareness wills it. Okay, for you maybe the word awareness is good, so I'll sometimes use awareness. Sometimes I'll use everything, or the universe, or nature. So you're not focused on that awareness. Awareness doesn't become like a ground or a foundation for you. You should let go of that. You should let go. As a beginner, you don't have to. Okay, but afterwards, when you become more mature in your understanding, you have to let go of awareness. You have to let go of yourself, your person, the seeker of truth, the seeker who is seeking the truth. You have to let go. And when I say let go, don't misunderstand. I'm not saying like erase the person. No, I told you, you live as a person, but you have to know that you are everything. You're not only the person, but you're even this wall and everything is perceived. So to come to this point of the understanding which I'm telling you, you have to observe your mind, your feelings, inside and outside, and everything. Okay, everything that where your attention goes, observe it. Know that you're observing it. Every action, try to observe. But of course, when you're busy or driving your car, focus on that. When you're working, focus on that. But whenever it's okay, whenever you have time, okay, be aware of your thoughts, whatever it may be, whatever, even small thoughts. And when I say thoughts, you might be confused. I'm talking about the voice. You know how you talk to yourself? That I'm talking about that. You might think that a thought is separate from your voice, but it's not. Okay, there's the voice, that which talks. You're like murmuring within yourself, thinking of things and having ideas coming. Even those ideas which comes, those thoughts, okay, even that, everything happening within you, even anger and happiness, even when you're happy and you have the joy, know that you're that which is aware that you're happy right now. This happy feeling is here. When it goes, you'll see it goes, and it's maybe replaced by a thought of I want to go sleep now. I'm tired. This thought comes. It's going to be a lot of things happening within you within a day. And know that you're that which perceives it. Okay. Everything is happening, and you are just there perceiving everything. Even when you're tired, and like you're working, there's something within you which is not tired. It's not hungry, it's not tired, it's not cold or really hot. It's not angry, it's not sad, it's not happy. There's something like this within you which is watching all of these things within you, all of these feelings and thoughts. It's watching every movement where attention goes. It's watching all of it. And it's not only watching that, it's also watching outside you. wherever your eyeballs go. You see, you think you're the one who's watching the world, but it's not. The awareness is watching the world, you see. You know, when you're cold, for example, or you're touching something like this, or I'm sitting in this seat, I could feel myself sitting in it, everything. Even this, even the breath, you know, the air going in, the smell, even the sound I hear. Right now I'm hearing myself. It could be a car or the wind or whatever. It's all the awareness. It's all the awareness. You might think this touching is my skin touching, right? But it's not. This is also the awareness. What I'm seeing is also the awareness. The smell is also the awareness. Imagine the smell of lavender, which I love. For example, whatever smell it is, for example. This is the awareness. You might think it's a smell, but when you're in this position, the highest position, you'll know that you are the awareness smelling itself. I'm smelling me. This is all the awareness. Even this wind is the awareness. You see, it's not the touch of my skin. It's the awareness noticing the wind or the temperature. It's the awareness noticing the taste when you eat through this body. Okay? Because through this body you're experiencing this world. Okay? The sound and the taste and what is visual, you know, and the texture, the touch, okay, and the movement, everything. And this is how this world is created. But this world is also that. Okay, because the mind, it creates this world. You know, for me, if I'm in this room, imagine for like locked up for 10 years, I would hate this room. For example, hate would arise within me. And my perception of this room would be like a jail. But because I'm not here for like 10 years, I could come and go, I'm not locked up. It's like my small, you know, playroom, right? So reality and your perception of the world, okay, through your conditioning, all of these things from the mind, it changes the paradigm of the world. And you know, reality, it could change also. And because of this, because of the mind. So whatever you see is all awareness. You see, awareness is doing all of these things. So even when you see the skies, you know, the stars are moving by, passing by, you think it's really distant from you, right? You think you have an imagine of the universe as being very, you know, it's unlimited and it's limitless. But this is just a thought. You're having this fantasy, this imagine within your mind, even if it's science, you're having a fantasy of science and what you read in books within your mind. And for you, in reality, this is the space. This is the universe. A star is this, a galaxy is this, a planet is this. And you have your own imagination, your own fantasy of the universe and space. And you're saying, that's the universe, you see. You have created it. Does the ant know what you know? No. Are you going to say because the ant is stupid? No. Well, you could if you want to, but know yourself that you're doing this. Okay, through conditioning. Just remain as the awareness, knowing that you're doing this. That's it. Because if you don't do that, then one day you might suffer. You might forget that, you know, the awareness might not happen. So that's why I'm telling you, always try to be here. But when you're really advanced, it will just happen automatically. You don't even have to be. Okay? Awareness will just happen automatically. You'll know, like, silly thought. We don't know what the universe is. I mean, if there is one answer for what the universe is, it has to be me. But not as a person. Not this body. Because all of this is me. See? But how do I get there? I explained to you how you get there a while ago. Did you forget? So anyway, through experience and through true and pure realization, you have to come to this point. Then you could really understand what I'm saying. But of course, it's not important that you come to this point. It's not important. And it's not you who will decide to come to this point. It's not you. It is the universe, as I said, through causing conditions, which if allowed, it will come to this point. But if it doesn't want it, it'll come to this point. And this point is exchangeable. Nothing is like, just because I'm saying it's here doesn't mean that it's like high, you know, the concept of highness, like so high, it's not that. Okay, but in this point, there's a lot of things which you're conditioned on as a beginner. You know, like you're the emptiness, you should be detached. Someone who is studying enlightenment shouldn't do this. And if you become enlightened, if you become a awakened being, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be nice and kind, and you shouldn't be watching YouTube videos. No, you shouldn't be eating meat. You know, you should always wear a robe and cut his hair. Maybe, I don't know how it is in your culture, but when you come to this point, what I'm saying is that all of these things you let go. You know it's not true. Okay? And why am I always saying this? Related with other things also. Maybe you've read a lot of books. And you know, when you have a lot of books, knowledge, it's going to make it more harder for you. Why? Because you have to remove all of these knowledges if you want to wake up. That's why in my channel I try to use as simple language as possible for even those who are illiterate could understand. This teaching doesn't have to use words, and you know, for me to teach you about these words, it means this and that, and through history, you know, they like bring history up and religions and books. It's like, when are you gonna wake up? Because when you wake up, you're not gonna read these books. Maybe you will just for fun. You know, it's like, okay, it's fun, it's entertaining. But I tell you, the first thing, the most important thing for a student who is seeking the truth is not reading lots of books. Okay? Look within yourself. Do this the most. It's my advice. You don't have to take it. It's my advice, and I hope you wake up to your true self as fast as possible, because it's really possible. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.